This ABC 15 Flash Briefing is sponsored by Sanderson Ford. Straight up.
Hello, everyone. I'm Mark Thompson with your top stories from ABC15 Arizona. Well, it's been more than a week since Najib Monsif went missing. His family now holding a vigil for prayer to try and bring him back home. It took place at the Miracle League of Arizona Baseball Stadium, where Monsif plays ball. Najib, known to friends and family as Juby, was last seen wandering around his home in Scottsdale near Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard and Via Linda. Scottsdale police, they say that his scent, it was traced to an Albertsons about a half-mile away from his home. Unfortunately, that's the same place where the scent goes cold. His family now thinking that Monsif was kidnapped.
My son did not go on his own. My son, I have no doubt, he's been kidnapped. We need more resources from FBI to resolve this issue.
And Monsif is 20 years old. He has autism and is described as having the mental capacity of an 8-year-old child. Juby is Middle Eastern. He's got a thin build and is anywhere from 5 feet 10 inches tall to 6 feet tall. Monsif is believed to be wearing dark clothing and moccasins for shoes. Anyone with information is asked to contact police. Thousands gathered at Arizona's state capitol yesterday to make their voices heard. The annual Phoenix Women's March was in effect.
We are a diverse group of women. We represent the indigenous community, the Latinx community, the LGBT community. We represent Black women. We represent a very diverse group.
And even though there was a great turnout this year, organizers say that there's still a lot more to be done.
The important thing is for people to recognize that that marching is sometimes a purely symbolic gesture, and that there's more work to do, that we need to be registering people to vote, we need to be voting, we need to be running for office, we need to be making sure that there are bills getting signatures that they need in order to become part of legislation in Arizona. There is a lot of work to do, and people should be taking the time to find the organizations that are doing this hard work and find out how they can contribute, whether that's through volunteering, through donations, or joining.
And Birch went on to explain that she hopes Arizona lawmakers are paying attention and that the types of abortion laws seen in Texas and Mississippi are not going to be tolerated here in Arizona. Now to the very latest with the coronavirus, COVID vaccines and kids under 12. It's a topic on the minds of so many people across the country. And this month, it's also on the FDA's agenda. A meeting to discuss Pfizer's vaccine for kids 5 to 11 years old is set for October 26th. Now that is before they'll focus on booster shots for the Moderna and Johnson & Johnson vaccines on October 14th and 15th. Currently, vaccines are only approved for people 12 years old and older. Johnson & Johnson says that its experimental vaccine against RSV is also effective in preventing pneumonia in older people. The company says that it's 70% effective in preventing RSV symptoms, one of the most common cold season viruses, but even more so effective, 80%, when preventing pneumonia. The company says that it will now test the vaccine in a large phase 3 trial involving 23,000 people. The vaccine has already been given the breakthrough therapy designation by the Food and Drug Administration, which should help speed up its development. RSV is a big killer, killing 14,000 adults in 65 and older range in the U.S. in an average year. That's according to the CDC. It most affects children by the time they reach 2, and it can make those children and infants very ill. Federal employees, they're going to soon either have to roll up their sleeves to get the COVID-19 shot or start looking for a new job. The U.S. Office of Personnel Management says that the agency and department officials can enforce the Biden White House's vaccine mandates next month. According to an OPM memo, disciplinary action for unvaccinated federal workers begins on November 9th. Agencies, they are advised to first take steps like counseling and providing educational materials, but if employees keep resisting to get the shot or provide a legitimate exception, they can be terminated.
I'm Nohelani Graff with your most accurate forecast. A cool start to the morning in the 70s, 80s by 9, and then we'll warm into the 90s after lunchtime today, reaching our peak heat right in that 3-4 o'clock hour. 80s are back by 9 p.m. Across the state today, we'll warm into the low 90s to our south in Casa Grande and Ajo, upper 90s from Yuma on through Bullhead City, where they'll come close to the century mark today. 70s and 80s across the central portion of the state and north of the rim, a high of 68 in Flagstaff, but 70s for the rest of the area from the Grand Canyon through Show Low. We'll stay dry today, and then late Monday, rain chances move into the valley with our best chances for rain on Tuesday. Probably a wet morning commute and through the afternoon, and then we'll start to dry out by Wednesday and into the end of the work week. Our temperatures will stay in the 90s to start the new week. We'll trend down into the 80s during those storms. Then we're back in the 90s as we dry out Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
And for the very latest headlines, weather, and traffic, head to ABC15.com or download the free ABC15 mobile app. Have a fantastic day.
This ABC 15 Flash Briefing is sponsored by Sanderson Ford. Straight up.